Hello, I'm going to read something from a very secretive writer. Not many people know who he or she is, called Supervert. And this particular book is called Extraterrestrial Sex Fetish. And he or she, this particular book is kind of, bits of it are a parody of like a text book, like an informational book, and other bits are story based and feature a character called Mercury Desard and his journey to find. Oh, you can see my mic. Hello. And his journey to find an alien to sleep with. Mercury Desard, obviously inspired by Marquis de Sade. And he's done another one which was read by the porn star Stoya in a clip while something else was going on under the table for a series called Hysterical Literature, and that was his book on necrophilia. Necrophilia Rome, I can't remember what it's called, sorry. But anyway, Supervert is secretive, and I'm just going to read a couple of sections to you. I won't go on for too long. Here we go. The way the abduction myth has it, hicks driving their cars along lonely roads surrounded by cornfields suddenly experience vehicular weirdness and temporal distortion. Extraterrestrials swoop down on them like hawks on mice, taking them aboard their flying saucers for invasive medical examinations. Proctologists from Polaris probe the rectum with metal instruments not designed for human bodies. Gynecologists from the Crab Nebula insert speculums intended for crab vaginas, thus causing unspeakable damage to earthly orifices. Bizarrely, unspeakable damage that disappears the next day. Oh, I've lost my place. Except for the psychic wounds, horrible traumas that appear under hypnosis. And then the grey felt my cervix with his claw. It was terrible. That's the myth. A nice myth. A myth that Mercury Desard likes to fantasize about, though he's not sure which role to assume. On one hand, he prefers the active, sadistic role of the alien probing the human body with gynecological instruments from Mars. On the other hand, Mercury Desard is not really interested in the human body. What he wants is something new. To obtain this, he plainly has to either redesign the human body, which is not so easy to do, given that it would take thousands of years of evolution to outfit the old bag of meat with a really new orifice, or to find new bodies, alien anatomies, extraterrestrial sex organs. And this isn't so easy either. Practical restrictions on space travel make it impossible for the fetishist to travel to other worlds. And though rumour has it that aliens do come to Earth, their visits are, to say the very least, unpredictable. What is the exophile to do? Put out a little sign, aliens welcome? You almost can't blame Mercury Desard for his compensatory strategies, which consist largely of trying to jam humans into alien moulds. Ninfa 18, for example, he compels to don a white body stocking, which he then soaks in a green fluid, lime Gatorade. The idea is to make her resemble a little green man, except that she's not really green, nor is she a man, except in the broad sense that she is human, which, from the vantage point of Mercury Desard, is precisely the trouble with her. I kind of am interested in the idea that a person who has like a extraterrestrial fetish, they can never satisfy their urge because when an alien's going to appear, they just aren't. Let's see if I can find another bit that talks about that. I believe, yeah. What does Mercury Desard want from Charlotte? In a way, he wants what any man wants from a woman, except that he wants to be done with mankind. Really, according to the stringent requirements of his fetish, Mercury Desard does not even want Charlotte. He wants an extraterrestrial. He wants to take a grey in his arms, stroke its cold, felt-like head, insert his manhood into a far-out orifice, but obviously this is not so easy to accomplish. Granted, every fetishist must resolve the dilemmas involved with the acquisition of his desiderata. New one. Shoe freaks often steal. Necrophiles dig up cemeteries or break into funeral parlours. But what about exophiles? If it seems difficult to pick up a girl at the whiz, imagine how difficult it is to pick up a grey or a Martian on Earth. There are plenty of gay bars, but where are the grey bars? Oh. Is the desperate exophile condemned to go around wearing a sign that says "abduct me"? And even if he did, what alien would pick up such a pathetic human? Desire works that way. You want that which seems unattainable. Aliens want humans who aren't interested in aliens. That's why there are abductions rather than pickups. If somebody willingly goes with an alien, it's not an abduction, is it? There's no point in Mercury Dessard tattooing "abduct me" on the top of his head. Bald head. It would only be a cosmic turn-off. So what's he to do? A necrophile can pay a hooker to wear pallid makeup and lie still as a corpse. The exophile could do this too, but is the morphology of alien beings not a great mystery? What does an extraterrestrial look like exactly? He could wrap a hooker in tinfoil or put antenna on her tits. Rude. But how could such cheap tricks pass for real? And then the final section I would like to read to you, I just thought was visually interesting. Dogs out there. In his hotel room, Mercury Dessard tied up a young beta. I think this is like some alien being. Though he thought it was female, he couldn't be sure. Regardless, the thing was fascinating to watch. Genitalia would burst on its face like a time-lapse film of a flower, only to disappear and blossom somewhere else, on its stomach or leg. A plain patch of pinkish skin would grow moist like exposed tissue, and then it would cave in to simulate a vagina, or bulge up in imitation of a penis. Mercury Dessard wondered if this evolutionary defense mechanism hadn't worked at cross purposes, since he found the sight of it highly arousing, a pornographic movie acted out in the flesh of a living creature. At the same time, it also had a teasing effect. Just when you started to fixate on one piece of anatomy, it disappeared or transformed, and you were left titillated but suspended, unsatisfied. It was like watching a stripper. You could look but you couldn't touch. Or in the case of the beta, everything you tried to touch would vanish beneath your fingertips. Okay, so that's Extraterrestrial Sex Fetish by Supervert. The end. Thanks. Bye.